Hey guys, how is it going? So I want to take a deep look into shotguns on Apex Legends. So if you're here for a complete shotgun guide in Apex Legends, let's get into this. So as many of you guys know, I am a pretty analytical person, so I look for numbers more often than not. And inside of those numbers, I found a lot of interesting things. So we're going to start with the Mozambique. The Mozambique is what you're going to find more often than not, or if you're playing arenas, you're going to start out with the Mozambique. So there are essentially two major ways you want to look at this thing. So the first thing is, this thing's actually fully automatic, and nobody seems to actually understand this. So I'm just going to hold the button. And the fire rate is slow, so I can understand why people have reservations about it being fully automatic. So with the purple shotgun bolt, we're going to go ahead and just pop off a bunch of shots, and you see that's rather quick for what it is. Now the other thing here is the pattern itself. It's pretty simple. It's just 3 bullets, 3 pellets hitting the target, which means you actually have the ability to back up pretty far. In my testing, I found it was about 30-35 meters.
Let us go this way, marking our surroundings.
I mean, even as far as, what was that, 48 meters, 50 meters, I'm able to hit the target with all the pellets, with the Mozambique, in a pretty quick fashion. Now, it's still a pretty slow TTK, so we need to look at the next gun up. But if you have a Mozambique and you want a shotgun, obviously, you're probably going to want the EVA 8, more than likely. Let's do the same thing. Let's take a look at the standard shot rate. Pretty slow. The purple shotgun bolt. A little faster, and a little more manageable even. Now the thing with this is it has an 8 style spread. So we can't necessarily be that far away from the target with this specific shotgun, which is its major drawback. And if you see in the middle of my screen, there is this box. That box is essentially the hip-fire box. So anywhere inside of that box, it should hit. However, the EVA 8 has an 8-shaped pellet pattern, as you can see in the red in the middle of the screen. You know, you have a lot of chance to hit the target, but at the same point, you really need to make sure that you're putting the target in the center so that you're getting a nice even spread of all the pellets that you need. Now, a lot of people will reach for the Mastiff as well. Now, the key with the Mastiff is it's not necessarily great for a one-on-one fight unless you're doing a lot of swinging back and forth, because then you hit the edge of the pellet pattern, you know, and still kind of make your hits. But where it really shines, actually, is being back a little bit from the targets, and as you enter a room, being able to just throw damage across the board is kind of nice. That way you kind of get the enemies weak, you hit them and get them knocked down a little bit. But again, as we look at the Mastiff without the bolt, clicking as fast as I possibly can, I'm able to get 2 or 3 clicks in before I actually have to shoot next. Versus, this is basically as fast as I can get it to click. I'm still missing 1 or 2 clicks here and there, but as fast as I can click, it's still kind of keeping up. But that timing definitely can throw you off in a gunfight. Now, a lot of people will also reach for the Peacekeeper. Now, the Peacekeeper is a gun that I think doesn't at all need the shotgun bolt. What the shotgun bolt does in the Peacekeeper is it kind of speeds up the rechamber of the rounds. However, with this gun, you have the option of pushing B or changing fire rate. So what this does is disables and enables the choke. So the choke disabled, no matter what we do, whether we sight up or not, it's going to have the same pattern, and it's going to be the same spread. So if we go ahead and hit our choke enabled, again, same spread. However, if I sight up, notice in the middle of my screen I have this circle. Now I can stack my shots. And you don't have to wait for it to finish. You can kind of, you know, time it in the middle of it for the most part. But that makes the shotgun bolt totally irrelevant with this gun. And actually, there's another shotgun that I want to discuss with you guys that isn't actually a shotgun. So let's take a look at this. So here we have the 30-30 repeater. The cool thing with the 30-30 is, like the Peacekeeper, we have the option of changing our fire rate. So say you're at a far distance engagement, you're popping your shots, and then, oh crap, there's an enemy team in front of me. Boom, shotgun, you know. And not only is it a good shotgun, but it also does a crap of damage up close. So you can really get those hip-fire shots without having to really be nearly as panicky. But there is some goofiness with the damage values, in that the damage values are actually ranged for the most part. So let's take a look at that and what that actually means for you. So this gun does have a charge-up mechanic a lot like the Peacekeeper. Let's take the scope back off. Notice that as we sight in, on the bottom of the screen, where that 12 is, little charging icon. You notice that it has to be at maximum charge to get the maximum damage value. And so if you do want that damage increase, you do have to let that gun charge up. So for the most part, the 33 repeater is going to do within 56 to 77 body damage, and usually about 98 headshot damage. Now I say about because there are some weirdness with this, but the important thing to take away from this is actually the 3030 is the best close-up shotgun that you will find in the game, and it actually has the fastest TTK in the game, so it's definitely worth using. However, if we look at the TTKs with different values, like that lower, like the lowest values, for instance. So here, if we consider that we only get 8 pellets, we're still sitting at a .863 TTK, because the body damage can go down to 56 damage with the 8 pellets. Now, most of the calculations are done with 11 pellets. You know, the note too is if you're unlucky enough to get the slower TTK, is it's still very, very competitive with the rest of the shotguns, mainly because of the gun's ability to switch back and forth and hit the actual shots with the standard bullets as well. But for the most part, really, the damage values are roughly the same, whether you have the scatter shot in there or not. But obviously, if you're at a distance, you want to use the standard rounds to make your distance work and be effective at range. The nice thing with this gun, too, is you can kind of just chain shots together, and you've got 6 rounds to make things happen. So the main advantage of the 3030 isn't just the scatter shot and the damage potential, it's also the ability to stack extra rounds in the magazine. So if we look at the 3030, it has a hop-up, stock, sight, and a magazine attachment. We look at the shotguns, they'll have a sight, a shotgun bolt. Now the shotgun bolt is classified as a magazine on the back end, so just kind of keep that in mind. But guys, that's what I have for you in this video. If you found this video interesting, give it a like. If you like me, give me a subscribe. Comment down below and let me know what videos you guys want to see. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you around.
Antagonist down.
Reloading. Fox 3, I got radar lock. Taking fire! Recharge. It's go time!
Charging shields.
Come on, come on.
Snatch some materials, amigos.
Care package coming down.
Reloading.
Got one. Enemy down.